राम 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 सर्वेभ्यः नमो नमः सुप्रभातम्। सर्वेभ्यः हार्दं स्वागतं व्याहरामि। गुरुरेव गतिर्गुरुमेव भजे, गुरुणैव सहास्मि नमो गुरवे। न गुरोः परमं शिशुरस्मि गुरोः, मतिरस्ति गुरौ मम पाहि गुरो। सर्वेभ्यः हार्दं स्वागतम्। प्रथमं तत्र सुभाषितानां किञ्चित् पारायणं कृत्वा अनन्तरं व्यञ्जनसन्धि विषये गच्छामः। Those who are interested to recite, please raise your hands. Astu, Rachini Bhargava Bhagini, can you please recite the first one?
Namaste Bhagwan.
Namaste.
Prathama vayasi pītaṃ toyamalpam smarantah shirasi nihata bhara narikela nararanam dadati jal manal paswada majivantam nahi kritam upakaram sadhavo vismaranti.
Astu, please repeat after me. I will um, again tell it. There are some improvement points needed. So please listen and repeat after me. Prathama Vayasi Pītam
Prathama vayasi pītam
Toyamalpam Smarantah
toyamalpam smarantah
Shirasi Nihita Bharaha
Tirasi nihiti bharaha
Narikela Naranam
narikela naranam
Dadati Jalamanalpa
dadati jalamanalpa
Asvadama Jivitantam
aswadama jivitantam
Nahi Kritamupakaram
nahi kritamupakaram
Sadhavo Vismaranti.
sadhavo vismaranti.
Dhanyavadaha.
धन्यवाद. सॉरी गलती पर अच्छा नहीं पढ़ा.
No problem. We will all learn it well together. Dhanyavadaha. Okay. Srinivasan Mahodaya, can you please repeat after me the second Subhashitam? Pratyaham pratyaveksheta
Pratyaham pratyaveksheta
Narashcharitam
narascharitam
Kinnu me pashubhistulyam
Kimnu me pashubhistulyam
Kinnu satpurushairiti
Kimnu vai purushair
Kimnu
Kimnu
satpurushairati
Kimnu satya purushairiti.
Uttamam. Dhanyavadaha. Prakash Mohini Bhagini, can you please repeat after me? Nindantu niti nipunaha
Nindantu niti nipuna
yadi vastuvantu
yadi vastuvantu
Lakshmi samavishatu
Lakshmi samavishatu
gacchatu va yatheshtam
gacchatu va yatheshtam
adyaiva va maranamastu
adyeva va maranamastu
yugantareva
yugantareva
nyayat pathah pravichalanti
nyayat pathah pravichalanti
padannadhiraha.
padannadhiraha.
Dhanyavadaha.
Dhanyavad.
Gopalakrishnan Mahodaya, can you please repeat after me? Rajaghrini
Rajaghrini
once again please.
Rajaghrini
Brahmana sarvabhakshi
Brahmana sarvabhakshi
Stri chatrapa
श्रीचात्रपा
दुष्टमतिः सहायः
दुष्टमतिः सहायः
प्रेष्यः प्रतीपः
प्रेष्य प्रतीपः
अधिकृतः प्रमादी
अधिकृत प्रमादी
त्याज्या अमी
त्याज्या अमी
यश्च कृतन्न वेत्ति।
यश्च कृतन्न वेत्ति।
धन्यवादाः। Shankar Mahodaya, can you please repeat after me?
नमस्ते महोदय।
Vidyaya Vimalayapi
विद्यया विमलयापि विद्यया विमलयापि
Alankritah
अलङ्कृतः अलङ्कृतः
Durjanas Sadasi
दुर्जनः सदसि दुर्जनः सदसि
Mastu Kaschana
मास्तु कश्चन मास्तु कश्चन
Saksharahi
साक्षरा हि
Viparitataangataha
विपरीतताङ्गताः विपरीतताङ्गताः
Kevalanjagati
केवलं जगति
Tepi Rakshasaha.
तेऽपि राक्षसाः
उत्तमं, धन्यवादाः।
धन्यवादः।
आदित्यन महोदय। पौलस्त्यः कथ हाँ नमस्ते। पौलस्त्यः कथमन्यदारहरणे
पौलस्य कथमन्यदारहरणे
दोषन्न विज्ञातवान्
दोषं न विज्ञातवान्
रामेणापि कथं न
रामेणापि कथं न
हेमहरिणस्यासम्भवो लक्षितः
हेमहरिणस्य सम्भवो लक्षितः
अक्षयैश्चापि युधिष्ठिरेण
अक्षय्यापि युधिष्ठिरेण
सहसा प्राप्तो ह्यनर्थः कथम्
सहसा प्राप्तो ह्यनर्थः कथम्
प्रत्यासन्न विपत्तिमूढमनसाम्
प्रत्यासन्निपत्ति
प्र-
मूढमनसाम्
once again I'll tell
प्रत्यासन्निपत्ति मूढमनसाम्
please listen.
क्षम्यताम्
हाँ, प्रत्यासन्न विपत्ति मूढमनसाम्
प्रत्यासन्न विपत्ति मूढमनसाम्
प्रायो मतिः क्षीयते
प्रायो मति क्षीयते
हाँ,
धन्योस्मि
here
again.
in this specific case, wherever
Yeah.
we have ksha etc, the visarga has to be pronounced fully. So
Oh.
prayo matihi kshiyate.
प्रायो मतिः क्षीयते प्रायो
उत्तमं,
मतिः क्षीयते. Good learning point.
धन्यवादः। Yeah, धन्यवादः। अस्तु, अमिता भार्गव भगिनी, can you please repeat after me the next one? रविनिशाकरयोर्ग्रहपीडनम्
रविनिशाकरयोर्ग्रहपीडिनम्
पीडनं गजभुजंग विहंगमबन्धनम्
गजभुजंगविहंगम
Vihangama, I think you skipped ma, but remember it. Matimatancha vilokya daridratam
मतिमतांच विलोक्य
vidhiraho balavaniti me matihi.
विधिरहो बलवानिति मे मतिः विधिरहो बलवानिति मे मतिः।
धन्यवादाः। We'll go to the next one. Putti's iPad iti vartate. Can you please unmute yourself?
नमस्ते महोदय।
Namaste. Sukharth वा त्यजेद्विद्याम्
सुखार्थी वा त्यजेद्विद्याम् सुखार्थी वा त्यजेद्विद्याम्
विद्यार्थी वा त्यजेत् सुखम्
विद्यार्थी वा त्यजेत् सुखम् विद्यार्थी वा त्यजेत् सुखम्
सुखार्थिनः कुतो विद्या
सुखार्थिनः कुतो विद्या सुखार्थिनः कुतो विद्या
कुतो विद्यार्थिनः सुखम्
कुतो विद्यार्थिनः सुखम् कुतो विद्यार्थिनः सुखम्
धन्यवादाः वेल रिसाइटेड
धन्यवादः भगिनी
ओके राजारामन महोदय कैन यू प्लीज रिपीट आफ्टर मी
नमस्ते नमस्ते
नमस्ते जयन्ति ते सुकृतिनः
जयन्ति ते सुकृतिनः
रससिद्धाः कवीश्वराः
रससिद्धा कवीश्वराः
नास्ति तेषां यशः काये
नास्ति तेषां यशः काये
जरामरणजं भयम्
जरामरणजं
भयम्
भयम्
उत्तमं धन्यवादाः Okay. Sarita Bhagini, can you please repeat after me?
नमस्कारः
यथा कन्दुकपातेन
यथा कन्दुकपातेन
उत्पतत्यार्यः पतन्नपि
उत्पतत्यार्यः पतन्नपि
तथा त्वनार्यः पतति
तथा त्वनार्यः पतति
मृत्पिण्डपतनै यथा
मृतपिण्डपतनै यथा
it is just मृत्पिण्डपतनै यथा
मृतपिण्डपतनै यथा
अस्तु धन्यवादाः
धन्यवादः
So these subhashitani also have to be memorized, so please practice these subhashitas. We'll be learning the meaning of this in a similar way as we learned the meanings of the shlokas, the prarthana shlokas in the padacheda, pada anvaya, padartha, bhavartha. In that krama we will also learn the meanings of these subhashitani in the upcoming classes. So please practice these subhashitani so that you would have already memorized this, and it will be easier for you to also comprehend the meanings of these. With that note, we will proceed further with respect to the grammar concept that we were learning related to the sandhi. Sandhi vishaye अस्माभिः पूर्वस्मिन् कक्षायां तत्र विशेषरूपेण पुनरावर्तनरूपेण स्वरसन्धिविषये अस्माभिः चर्चितः, एवं विसर्गसन्धिविषयेपि अस्माभिः पठितः। अधुना व्यञ्जनसन्धिविषये प्रवेशं कुर्मः। As a quick reminder, we have seen various sandhis. Just to give a very quick one line definition of the sandhi. Yada varnanam atyantam samipyam bhavati. Whenever while reciting, the letters are very close by or recited very close by without a gap. Yada varnanam samipyam bhavati, tatra samhita ityuchyate. We call it a samhita. Yatra samhita, tatra kvachit varna vyatyayah bhavati. Wherever this occurs, wherever the letters are pronounced, uttered very closely without any gap, in such scenarios, in such cases, there will be some transformation of the letters that can happen. Sa eva sandhihi, that concept, whenever there is a change in the letter, the pronunciation aspect, because of its proximity, is called sandhi. Idanim kasmin varne tatra vyatyayah bhavati iti ज्ञात्वा तदनुगुणं Vayam sandhehe nama kurmaha. If there is an interaction or a proximity between two swaras, and in such cases where a swara is being a swara varna, swara is all of us know are to how these letters are called swaras. Whenever there is a change in these letters because of the influence of other letters under this condition that of the proximity, that is when we call it as swara sandhi. In the same way, if we extend the concept to any letter for that matter, like visarga sandhi, in the place of visarga, there are some changes that we can observe because of its proximity or interaction between other letters, whether it is swara or mridu vyanjana or karkasha vyanjana and so on. And hence there is a change or a transformation in the visarga, and hence we call it as visarga sandhi. And the same way, whenever in the proximity a vyanjana, a consonant is being changed or transformed, in such cases we call it vyanjana sandhi. We have seen all these sandhis in the previous classes. Just as a refresher, this is the list of the swara sandhis we have seen: yen sandhi, yanta, vanta, desha sandhi, etc. And to enumerate the various vyanjana sandhis that are available or that are there, it is shtutva, shtutva, anunasika, jastva, chartva, anuswara, parasavarna, chatva, purva savarna, namudagama, tugagama, sattva sandhi. These are the various vyanjana sandhis that are there. We'll be learning some of these in Tritiya. And if we see the visarga sandhi, which we have again done in the previous class, visargasya lopaha, one case where the lopa is possible. Visargasya utvam, in place of visarga, we get ukaradesha. It is also called ukaradesha visarga sandhi. And then we have later, there will be some other sandhi that occurs and we get the final form. For example, Ramaha babhuva, Ramo babhuva is one simple example for that. Then visargasya repha this is repha visarga sandhi. So here, like kavir babhuva, kavihi babhuva, kavir babhuva, etc. Visargasya sakara in place of visarga, the sakara would be the adesha. Then it will become Ramaha tatra, Ramas tatra as an example. And then visargasya jihva muliya ityadi. So kaha karoti, kaha pachati, kaf pachati ityadi, jihva muliya upadhvaniya, and other possibilities based on the letter. And one another special case which we saw during today's um, Subhashita Parayanam is whenever visarga is followed by ksha or sa, and this particular combination of um, sanyukta aksharas, the visarga has to be pronounced fully. So matihi kshiyate, that was the example which we saw. Matihi kshiyate. So we'll have to tell the full visarga. So that is one exception, or you can say it is a special case of the visarga sandhi. With this understanding of various sandhis that are there, swara, vyanjana, and visarga, we will now deep dive into learning specific vyanjana sandhis in today's class. Just as a reminder again, yada vayam pashyamaha sandhihi trividham bhavitum arhati, the three types or three ways in which the sandhi can occur. One is called an adesha sandhi, one is called a lopa, and one more, the other type is called agama. Shatruvad adesha, you might have already remembering whenever you hear the word adesha, it's like Shatruvad adesha, one letter being replaced by another letter. Agama is where a new letter is being introduced. The Purvavarana, Paravarana, both letters exist. And also along with that, there's a new letter that is being coming in. Mitravad agamaha, like a friend. It is one more letter that is getting added upon. That is agama. And then lopaha, adarshanam lopaha, whichever letter was there earlier, But because of the proximity, because of the Sandhi Karya, the letter is now vanished. It is not there at all. It is not being replaced by any other letter, nor a new letter has come. The existing letter is now just eliminated or removed. That is called Lopa. And whenever we see uh, the Sandhi occurs when a nimitta is there and a sthani is there. These two are the essential elements of any Sandhi. Sthani is the letter or probably the group of letters which get replaced by the Adesha. Usually in our notation, in our slides, we use these letters Sthani in red color. Nimittam is the letter under which influence or under its proximity the Sandhi occurs. It is a reason for the Sandhi to occur. We can also think in that way. Nimitta is also the Karanam for the Sandhi to occur. And the Adesha is one letter or group of letters in some cases, which replaces the Sthani, which replaces one or more letters. And this is represented in green color. And Agama. Agama is a letter which is added, which doesn't replace any other letter, which is represented in purple color. This is just for our understanding of the notation, which colors we have used in the slides. With that, we enter the Vyanjana Sandhi. In that, the first Sandhi that we are looking into is Shtutva Sandhi. As the name suggests, the names of the Sandhis are also in a way that the outcome is what is being highlighted in the name. For example, if we consider the Swara Sandhi, Savarna Dirgha Sandhi, Yen Sandhi, etc., any Sandhi for that matter, the result of the Sandhi Karya is what is being highlighted. So now, in this Vyanjana Sandhi, again, Shtutva Sandhi, what is that will be the final outcome of the Sandhi is represented by this combination of letter, which is Shchu, Shakara, Anantaram Chu ityasti. Chu ityanena Chavargaha iti asmabhihi gyatum shakyate. If you remember from the Prathama, we had the Varnotpatti sthanani, Akuha Visarjaniyanang Kantaha, Ichu Yashanan Talu ityadi. Even in there, we have seen Aku, Ku means Kavarga, Chu means Chavarga, Evam Tu means Tavarga, Tu means Tavarga, Tavarga, and then Pu means Pavarga. In this manner, whenever we see the first letter of the Vargiya Vyanjana along with the Ukara, we should consider it for the entire Varga. So from this definition, Shtutva Sandhi, the outcome of the Sandhi is that we will be seeing Shakara or Chavarga letters in the final Sandhi form. So this is the gist of understanding from the name itself. So now, what are the reasons, or when do we get this combination, or when do we get this as the outcome? If you see that, unlike in the Swara Sandhi, where we had the Purva Varna should be only this, and the Paravarna should be only maybe a set of letters. Here, it can be for the Shtutva Sandhi, which we are going to study. The letters, the Purva Varna and the Paravarna can be anywhere. It is the combination of these letters. Whenever these letters occur together, either in Purva Varna or Paravarna, we get this as the Adesha. That is in the influence of Shakara and Chavarga letters, the Sakara and Tavarga letters will be replaced by Shakara and Chavarga letters respectively. Based on its position, the same letter from the other Varga gets replaced. Sakara, Shakara or Chakara, any of these letters, if it's the combination with Sakara, you get the final form with Shakara. So that is the first rule or the first example. Then Takara with any of the Shakara or Chavarga letters in the influence of that, in the proximity of that, we get Chakara. And in the same way, Dhana, the 5 letters of the Tavarga will be replaced with the respective positioned letters ch, ch, j, jh, nya. And this sandhi is called Shtutva Sandhi. Hope everyone is able to understand the table. So Purva Varana, Paravarana or the Purva Varana, and then Adesha. What is the Adesha that will come? So these letters on the left side will be replaced by these letters. Let us now see a few examples. But before that, we will see the technical definition of this sandhi, and then we will see some examples further. If you see, अत्र पूर्ववर्णस्य स्थाने शकार चवर्गादेशः भवति. शकारः अथवा चवर्ग एतयोः आदेशः भवति. सकारस्य शकार चवर्गाभ्यां यदा योगः भवति तदा तस्य इत्यनेन सकारस्य स्थाने शकारः तथैव तवर्गस्य स्थाने तवर्गस्य यदा शकार चवर्गाभ्यां योगः भवति तदा तवर्गस्य स्थाने चवर्गः क्रमेण आदेशः भवति. This is the rule or the definition for Shtutva Sandhi. We will see few examples. Ramas shete iti प्रथमं उदाहरणम्. अत्र एतस्मात् पूर्वमपि कथं भवति इति चेत् रामः शेते इति पूर्वं तत्र भवति without this would be the primary form that is there. Ramah shete. Now if you remember the Vyanjana Sandhi, Visarga Sandhi, so Ramah shete, the Visarga will actually change to Sakara whenever it is with the Tavarga or the or Karkasha Vyanjanas and then sa, sha, sha, etc. These letters. So this is the intermediate form that comes in. So that is where we are seeing Ramas shete. This is the combination. Now for Shtutva Sandhi, what is the rule? In the Purvavarna or the Paravarna, there should be the combination of Sakara and Shakara or Chavarga. So here both of one of this is meeting. So that is Sakara and Shakara. What will happen next? Let us see that. Etayoho yoge Sakarasya Shakara Chavargabhyam yogaha yada bhavati tada Sakarasya sthane Shakaraha adesha bhavati. So now that Sakara is now being replaced by Shakara, and hence the final form will be Ramashete. Ramasyete, Ramashete will be the final form. So the in the Vigraha or in the Sandhi Cheda, the Sakara, whatever we see, is being replaced with Shakara. So this is the example of Shtutva Sandhi. We'll see a few more examples. Sat Chit iti swikurmaha. Sat ityanena atra takaraha vartate, atra chakaraha vartate. By principle, in the proximity or in the influence of Chakara, the Takara that is there will be changed to the equivalent letter from the Chavarga, based on the position. Ta, tha, da, tha, na, the 5 letters. Cha, cha, ja, jha, nya. So ta will be replaced with cha, and that's what is going to happen. So Sat Chit ityasti. Atra Kshamyatam, there is a typo here. It is not sh, but it is ch. This has to be ch. I will just correct it after the class and upload it. But anyway, this will become ch, and then ch it satchit evam rupena atra bhavati. Similarly, let us see one more example. Yaj and then naha. This is the combination that is there. Let us see what will happen. Here, Jakara is there in the Purva Varana and Nakara is there in the Paravarana. Okay. Now, what will happen next is in the influence, in the proximity of this, in this combination, always remember it is not about whether it is the Purva Varana getting replaced or the Paravarana, but the Sakara and Tavarga letters being replaced by the Shakara and Chavarga. So that is the difference from the Swara Sandhi classic examples that we may know, where always the Purva Varana used to get replaced by some Adesha, etc. But here, it is either the Purva or the Paravarana. Wherever the Sthani is there, based on the Sthani, we get the Adesha. So that is very important to note. And in this case, what will happen is this Yaj and then Na is there, and Na will be replaced with the fifth letter of the Chavarga. Cha, cha, ja, cha, nya. And this is the basically the word Yajna. How Yajna is formed is basically based on the Yaj Dhatu and then some Pratyaya that gets added on to it, and that's how this Sandhi is formed. So these are other two examples of Shrutva Sandhi. Now, let us see few more examples. 1 minute. I will. I request students to please raise your hand, those who have not got a chance yet and willing to try to answer some of the questions based on the Sandhi. We'll see a few examples now, and I will ask you to try out what would be the Sandhi form based on this. Okay, we'll go over this and then we will go for the question and answers related to Shrutva Sandhi. So we will start with Yamini Bhagini. Can you please try the first one? Haris Shete.
Haris Shete, Sakara in the Purvapada and Shete in the Paravarna. So that will be Sa will be replaced by Sha.
Very good.
So it will become Haris Shete.
Uttamam, Uttamam. Harish Shete will be the final form. Dhanyawadaha. Well answered. Okay. So as already explained by Yamini Bhagini, so Sakara, Shakara, in this combination, the Sakara will be replaced with Shakara. So, and then the final form will be Haris Shete, Harish Shete. So that will be the form finally that we get. Uttamam, we'll go to the next one. Malini Bhagini, can you please try answering this one?
Namaste Mahodaya.
Namaste.
Tat chitram chi cha iti asti उत्तरपदे पूर्वपदे तकार अस्ति तन्निमित्तं चकार एव आगच्छति तत्र तच्चित्रं भवति
उत्तमं तच् चित्रं तच्चित्रम् इति अन्तिमं रूपं भवति धन्यवादाः वेल रिसाइटेड अस्तु yeah, once you answer please go on mute so I can unmute the next student. Uttamam. Next we have, okay, Sarita Bhagini, can you please try answering the next one?
Nadis yoga cha atra cha is the nimittam tat karanena sakarasya sthane shakara agacchati nadish cha iti bhavati.
Uttamam. Samyak uktam. Nadish cha iti nadish cha iti uttaram bhavati. Dhanyawadaha. Answered well. Okay, we'll go to the next one. Sudha Bhagini, can you try answering this one?
Namaskaraha. Purvapade Ramas iti bhavati. Parapade cha iti bhavati. Ataha Ramash sa Ramat iti bhavati. Ramascha.
Uttamam. Ramascha iti uttaram bhavati. Samichinam. Samyak uktam. Dhanyawadaha. Next, Padmavati Bhagini, can you try next one?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Vachanat
chaiva. Purvapadasya anat chaiva पूर्वपदे अन्तिमवर्णः चकारमस्ति, परपदं चकारमस्ति. सो तकारं चकारं परिणामं करोति.
भवति
सो
समीचीनं
भवति. सो वचनाच् चैव.
उत्तमं वचनाच्चैव इति उत्तरं भवति सम्यक् उक्तं धन्यवादाः ओके they will see the last one Shantala Bhagini can you please
भगवत् तकारस्य स्थाने शकारस्य आदेशः भवति भगवत् शक्ति इति भवति रूपं
पश्यन्तु इदानीं
टकारस्य स्थाने चकारः आदेशः भवति
समीचीनं
चकारः आदेशः भवति भगवत् शक्ति भगवत् चकार
समीचीनं एवं भविष्यति अस्तु भगवत् शक्तिः इति भवति धन्यवादाः So one thing to remember in Shtutva Sandhi or also the next Sandhi that we are going to learn, which is very similar to this, which is called Shtutva. Okay, Shtutva. The influences or the combinations are similar, and the outcome is also similar in the way that Shtutva is where we are seeing Shakara and Chavarga. In Shtutva, by the name as it suggests, it will become Shakara and Tavarga. But all the other combination or rules will be the same. So always remember that Sakara will be replaced with Shakara. Then Tavarga letters will be replaced with its corresponding positioned Chavarga letters, irrespective of whether the other influencer is Shakara or Chavarga, either way. So here, if you see, we have that combination Bhagavat Shaktihi, and here we have the previous one where Vachanat Chaiva. So in both places, Takara will be replaced with Chakara. Okay, that is the key here. Same way, Nadis Cha is there, and then Haris Shete there also. Sakara will be replaced with Shakara in the influence of either Shakara or Chavarga. So this is the key of the Shtutva Sandhi. Okay, we will go over the next Sandhi also, because it is very similar to what we have seen for the Shtutva Sandhi. As the name suggests, again here also, it is Shtutva. Shtutva ityanena, the final form will have these letters, the combination of this, which is Prakara, Murdhanya Sha, or it will be Tu ityanena Tavargaha, Tatha Dadhana iti bhavati. Likewise for Shtutva Sandhi, here also the combination is with Sakara and Tavarga. So Sakara Tavarga letters, either in the Purva or the Paravarna, in the influence of or in combination with Shakara Tavarga will be replaced with correspondingly Sakara with Shakara, Tavarga letters in the same positioned letter from the Tavarga. Ta will become Ta, Tha will become Tha, etc. So this Sandhi is called Shtutva Sandhi. Atra Purvavarnasya sthane, Purva iti न स्वीकुर्वन्तु पूर्व अथवा परवर्णस्य इत्युक्ते सकार तवर्ग वर्णस्य स्थाने षकार टवर्गादेशः भवति इति स्वीकर्तुं शक्यते सकारस्य षकार टवर्गाभ्यां यदा योगः भवति तदा तस्य इत्युक्ते सकारस्य स्थाने षकारः तथैव तवर्गस्य स्थाने टवर्गः च क्रमेण आदेशः भवति एषः ष्टुत्वसन्धिः इति. We'll see a few examples. रामस् षष्ठः इति प्रथमम् उदाहरणं स्वीकुर्मः. अत्रापि यथा पूर्वम् अस्माभिः दृष्टं रामः षष्ठः इति भवति तत्र विसर्गसन्धि नियमेन विसर्गस्य स्थाने सकारादेशः भवति. इदानीं that is the intermediary form for this sandhi to practice now. Ramas shashtha sakarasya sthane prakarah bhavati based on the influence that is there because of the letter Sh, and then the final form will be Ramashashtha Murdhanya Shakaraha eva bhavati. Evam तथा एव अन्यद् उदाहरणं स्वीकुर्मः. तद् डमरुः, तद् डमरुः, dakara is there, and there is a influence of dakara which is from the tavarga. In this case, what will happen? The dakara will be changed or will move or will be replaced by the corresponding positioned letter. The third letter, then it will become da. So it will be replaced with dakara. So what will happen? Final form then will become taddamaruhu. Taddamaruhu will be the final form. If you just realize, tad is basically the original form of this will be also tat damaruhu. Also, we can think it that way. There is another sandhi that we are going to learn next, because of which already the takara has changed to dakara. Okay, and then the next step of that is where we are seeing this example of shtutva sandhi. One important note that we should understand with respect to the Vyanjana Sandhis especially is there is a possibility of multiple Vyanjana Sandhis that occur, and this is one very peculiar speciality, I would say peculiarity in the Vyakaranam. In Ashtadhyayi Sutra Patha, there are basically 8 chapters totally and 4 padas in each. So put together, it will be 32 padas that are there in Ashtadhyayi Sutra Patha. The last 3 padas, okay, the last 3 quarters, which we also call it as Tripadi, because it's a combination of 3 padas, work with a special rule called Purvatra Siddham. How these sutras work is basically every sutra knows about the existence of the other sutras. That's how Panini has beautifully encoded the Vyakarana Shastram. But for the last 3 padas, every sutra thinks that I am the last sutra of the Ashtadhyayi, so it will not know about any other sutra that comes later. So that is the peculiar way in which it is devised, and because of which every Vyanjana Sandhi thinks I am the last Sandhi possible, and it comes and does its work and goes. I mean, basically, the changes happen. And there is another sutra that comes later and says, yeah, I can also come here and work on it. And it will further work on it. So that's how you can see some of the combinations of things here, where Ramas, say for example, Ramaha Shete, Ramas Shete, or even Ramaha, and then Tikate or whatever, Ramaha Shashtha, etc. We can see these examples where multiple sandhis can occur. That's just for your information. Do not worry too much about it. For now, let us understand what are the nimittas and what will be the change in the letters that is going to happen. So now let us see a few more examples. I request students to again raise your hands. Let me. I request more students to please participate. Even if you make mistakes, it's fine. So let us see. Okay, Harin Mehta Mahodaya, can you please try the first one? Yeah, I think I'm unable to hear you. You're unmuted already, but maybe if there is any technical issue, I'm not sure.
How about now? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Dhanyawad. Sorry about it. So, Harish sakarasya sthane shakarah agachati tatra harishashtha iti bhavishyati.
Uttamam. Harishashtha iti antimam rupam bhavati. Dhanyawadaha. Okay. Nalini Bhagini, can you try the next one?
Namaste Mahodaya. Ta varga sakarah datihi. So sakara will become sakara will become takara. Ta varga tadhi.
Astu, pashyamah kim bhavati iti. I'll also ask one more student to try out this one. Sudha Bhagini, can you try this?
Tavargas. Sa will replace by sh.
Uttamam.
Tavargashtadihi.
Uttamam. Dhanyawadaha. So, general rule, as I told again for Shtutva and Shtutva, both of these you can think as the brothers. Sakara will be always replaced by Shakara, irrespective of whether the next letter is either Shakara or Tavarga or Shakara and Chavarga. So it will be replaced with Sha only. So what will actually happen here will be Tavargashtadihi will be the final form in this case. Similarly, for whether it is Tavarga and any other combination of the letters, it will be also the same way. Dhanyawadaha. We'll go to the next example. Okay, so Krishnan Mahodaya, can you please try?
बृहट्टीका तकारस्य स्थाने टकारः आदेशः भवति.
Samichinam. Brahat tika, brahat tika, brahat tika iti rupam bhavati. Dhanyawadaha. We'll go to the next one. Narayanan Mahodaya, can you try this?
महोदय नमस्कारः.
Namaste.
चक्रिन् ढौकसे अत्र नकारस्य स्थाने णकारः भवति चक्रिन् ढौकसे.
उत्तमं. चक्रिन् इत्यस्ति ढ इत्यस्ति परम् अत्र नकारस्य स्थाने नकारः आदेशः भवति. So it will become चक्रिन् ढौकसे. उत्तमं, धन्यवादाः. We will go to the next example. Gopal Krishnan Mahodaya, can you try this?
Ut plus taknam,
Tankanam.
uttankanam, uttankanam.
हाँ, उत्तमम.
तकारस्य स्थाने टकार आएगा.
हाँ, समीचीनं. तकारस्य स्थाने टकारः भवति.
टकारः भवति.
उत्तङ्कनम् इति रूपं भवति. So this word, the meaning of this word is also to type. Typing is called uttankanam. So just for your information. Astu. Dhanyawadaha. We'll go to the last one. Dhanus, then Tankaraha. Let us see who can and who would answer this. Rajini Bhagini, can you try this?
So, instead of ta, we'll have the and dhanush tankara. I'm not sure.
What will happen? Okay, which letter should be replaced? Is it sa
so
or
here
ta?
ta should be replaced by the.
Why?
Tavarga.
So it is basically savargasya sthane
Shakarah
bhavati.
So instead of so, it will be sha.
Yes. So that is what will be
So
in this.
dhanushtankara.
Yes, dhanushtankaraha is the final answer for this. Okay, dhanyawadaha. Okay, now let me lower everyone's hands. Astu. So any questions before we proceed further in Shtutva and Shtutva? If there are any questions, please raise your hand. I'll probably pause for a moment, and I'll take up any questions if there are. I think this is pretty straightforward and easy to understand. But if there are any questions, I will be happy to answer them. Okay, there I see a few students have raised their hands. Let me ask. Okay, Nalini Bhagini, you can ask your question. In the meantime, if there are any questions, you can as well put it in the chat box. There was one question in the chat box asking, is this an exhaustive list of the sandhis that has been uh, shown? I mean, in one of the previous slides. Yes, more or less we can say that this is an exhaustive list, but there are also certain special cases and certain other sandhis that are possible. Like Prakriti Bhava is one example where there is no sandhi that occurs, or basically there are some cases where in which sandhi will not be applicable. For example, we can say Hari Etau. Okay, Harihi Hari, the Dvivachana, whenever it comes Hari Etau, though there is a possibility of yen sandhi in this case, the sandhi will not occur because of the Prakriti Bhava rules. And so there are also certain combinations which are there, which we may study in later classes, but that is just for your information. But uh, in general, these would be the exhaustive list of sandhis. Okay, Nalini Bhagini, you can ask your question.
Mahodaya, Sakaram, when Sakaram comes, it will be always Shakara or Shakarha, correct?
Correct. That is true. So in the influence of either Chavarga or Tavarga or Sakara, Shakara and Shakara. So that is the only thing.
So first Purva Varna should Sakara comes. Sakara plus what is that? Shakara comes, it is Shakara.
Correct.
And Ta Varga comes also Shakara, correct?
Correct. That is right. Yes.
Dhanyavad.
So Astu, Dhanyavadaha.
That is where it is a little bit confusing. That's it.
Okay, no problem. I will explain that once again shortly.
Dhanyavad.
Sure. Malini Bhagini, you can ask your question.
Mahodaya, in case if there is double ja, that like yaj plus double ja will be there. Yaj plus nyatva. So what will be the pronunciation?
Okay. So whenever there is yajñatva, so or tajñatva, etc., that the jakara or chakara or whatever that letter will be very subtly pronounced. Tajñatva, for example, tatajñatva, maybe that is one example that we can consider. Like that is also a good example for Shruta Sandhi. Tatajñatva. So this we can see this in Bhagavad Gita also many places. What will happen is instead of this takara, basically we will have this will get changed to first it will change to tada, and then that's the next sandhi that we are going to see, and then we will see this will be changed to ja based on the shutva sandhi. So what will happen? It becomes then tajñatva. The pronunciation, the ja pronunciation is very subtle, so that's how it will be pronounced. Hope that answered your question. Dhanyavadaha. So let's see what else is there. Can we take it that Visarga Sandhi has happened wherever we see words like Haris, Ramas, etc.? Yes, that is right. Ramas, Haris, Tavargas, etc. You can think that the Sakara Adesha Visarga is already there. Yeah, that is agreed. And then next one, okay. So what else is there? Okay, that's good. There's no other questions related to this Sandhi in the chat box, at least. So now I will just quickly show the combination of these two Sandhis that we have seen here. Let me just revise quickly on how it will be. We have two. One is Shtutva and Shtutva. For all these, okay, the sutra, if you want to just to know for understanding, stoho shtunashtuhu is the sutra. Similarly, stoho shtunashtuhu. Of course, stoho is not there directly in the sutra, but it is inherited from the previous sutra. So all that it means is sakara tavargasya sthane, sakara tavargayoho shakara chavargabhyam saha athava shakara tavargabhyam saha kim bhavati. The later one only will be the final outcome. So that is what it means. So sakara in combination of So let me write it here this way. In combination of shtu ityanena shakara chavarga, this will be replaced with shakara. Okay, so it will be replaced with shakara. And if it is with shtu, okay, sakara with shtu, then it will be replaced with shakara. Okay, so this is the first possibility of shtutva or shtutva sandhi. Then tavarga, stu, I'll just write it as stu. Tavarga in combination of either shtu is ityanena, again, either if it is shakara or chavarga, or shakara or tavarga. What will happen if we just see there also tu will be replaced with chu, irrespective of whether it is please bear with me, there is some the handwriting is not coming very neatly because of the mouse. So, and then here it will be replaced with tu. This is the overall understanding for shtutva and shtutva. So please do practice some more examples. So then it will be easier for you to understand about it. Astu. So then we will go to one more sandhi for today, which we'll try to cover is jastva sandhi. So again, as the name suggests, from the name itself, we should be able to identify what will happen or what is the outcome of this sandhi. For example, here, if you see, jastva is the word that is used here for identifying the sandhi. Jash tva. Okay, so the thing is, it is jash is basically the outcome of the sandhi is what we should understand. Now, if you ask what is this jash, we can remember the Maheshwara Sutrani. There are 14 Maheshwara Sutras, which is the reason for the origination of the Vyakaranam. Also, you can think in that way. Ayuvana, Rilrika, Evong, Ityadi. There are 14 sutras that is which are called Maheshwara Sutras because it have come from Maheshwara or Shiva. In that, Jash basically stands for this Jaba Gadadash. So this letters Ja, Ba, Ga, Da, and the. Jash means this Jaba Gadadash. So this the last letter needs to be not be considered. So only these 5 letters, which are nothing but the letters of the every Vargiya Vyanjana, the third letter of every Varga. That is what is Jash. So if we now see what is the outcome of this Sandhi in this table, let us come back to the Purva Varna and Paravarna a bit in a moment. But the final Adesha that you can see will be the third letter of the Vargas, which is Ga, Ja, Da, Da, Ba. And one special case where it's also Dakara, we will again see that. But in the final outcome, these are the letters that are there, Jaba Gadadash. So that is why this is called Jasva Sandhi. Now we will see the rule for this. The Paravarna, here it is again specific, the Purva Varna and the Paravarna, unlike in Shtutva and Shtutva where any letters could come in any place. So here the Paravarna will be either a Swara or a Mrudu Vyanjana. Swara, any of the A to Au, and Mrudu Vyanjana, so any of the third, fourth, fifth letter of the Vargas, and Yara Lavaha. These are the Mrudu Vyanjanas. In combination of these letters, if in the Purva Varna, it is a Padanta. This is very important. Padante, K, Kha, Ga, Gha, any 4 letters of are present in the Padanta, or Padanta, any other Vyanjana you can think except for what is not covered in this. If you want to see, then it is the 5th letters of the Vargas. 5th letters of the Vargas is not considered, and the Avargiya Vyanjanas are not considered. So Vargiya Vyanjanam ante bhavet, and the first 4 letters of the Varga, every Varga, or Shakara. So these are the only letters that are permitted in the Purva Varna. And it in combination, if the Paravarna is any Swara or Mrudu Vyanjana. it should be a swara or a mrudu vyanjana. Then we get the adesha of the third letter of the varga. So irrespective of whether it is ka or kha or ga or gha, any of these four letters are fine in the purva varana. In front of a swara or a mrudu vyanjana, we get the third letter, which is ga. Similarly, ja and then da and so on. So that is the sandhi. Let us see the technical definition, and we will see what will be there. Yada padante sthitebhyah, क्षम्यताम्, I think there has been some error in putting the slide. क्षम्यताम् for that. Yada, what will happen is padante sthitebhyah vargiya vyanjanebhyah. Okay, so do not take this part. स्वरः मृदुव्यञ्जनं वा परं भवति तेषां वर्गीयव्यञ्जनानां स्थाने तत्तद्वर्गस्य तृतीयव्यञ्जनं भवति. So पदान्ते स्थितेभ्यः न्यमगणना एतान् वर्जयित्वा अवशिष्टेभ्यः वर्गीयव्यञ्जनेभ्यः. So that is the artha here. Except for these fifth letters, if all the other vargiyavyanjanas are there, स्वरः मृदुव्यञ्जनं वा परं भवति तेषां स्थाने वर्गीयव्यञ्जनानां स्थाने तत्तद्वर्गस्य तृतीयं व्यञ्जनम् आदेशः भवति. The third letter of that varga will be the adesha. Let us see a few examples, and then we'll be able to understand this. Ach antaha. So ach antaha, chakara is there. The first rule, that is the purva varanaha, should be either the vargiyavyanjana except for the panchamaksharas, and followed by a swara or a mrudu vyanjana. Here it's a swara. Then what will happen is this letter will be replaced by its third letter of the same varga, which will become ach, aj, ajantaha. Ajantaha. Ach means any swara. Basically, this is also based on the Maheshwara Sutras. Ajanta pullinga, ajanta shabdaha, we call it. So that is what is ach, ajantaha. Same way, a very famous word that we always listen or hear to, Bhagavat Gita. What will be the form that will actually come out is the takara will be replaced with the dakara, which is third letter, and it becomes Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavad Gita. So this is the example of Jasva Sandhi. So another special case of Jasva Sandhi is where Padante sthitat shakarat paraha swaraha athava mruduvenjanam va bhavati tada shakarasya sthane dakaraha bhavati. This is a very peculiar case. Mostly one example is the number 6. Shat is there, right? That is number shash is the actual pratipadika or the word that is there. From that, whenever we have any combination of the swara or any mrudu vyanjana, the shakara will be replaced with dakara. Shadete will be the outcome or the form for this. So this is a special case of Jasva Sandhi. Padantasya shakarasya dakaraha adeshaha bhavati. So now let us see a few examples. I request students to please raise your hands, and let's try answering some of these examples. One another example that we can remember from the Prarthana shlokas, Vagishaha, Vak Ishaha, Vagishaha is also an example of Jasva Sandhi. Okay, we will see. Rajagopalan Mahodaya, can you try answering this? Okay, maybe some technical issue. Jagannath Rao Mahodaya, can you please try answering this?
Vak Devata. Ka will be replaced by Ga. Vag
Very good.
Devata.
Uttamam. Vak Devata, Vag Devata, Vag Devata. Samichinam. Dhanyawadaha. Shantala Bhagini, can you try answering this?
चकारस्य स्थाने जकारः आदेशः भवति अज् वर्णः इति भवति सिद्धरूपं.
Samichinam. अज्वर्णः इति भवति। अग्रिमं सम्राट् जयते इति श्रीनिवासन महोदय।
This will become will be replaced by the. It will become Samrat Jayate.
Okay. Then what else would happen? That is correct. That is correct. Whatever you told is right. What else could? Okay, so nothing else. So okay, don't worry. So Samrat Jayate will be the final form that comes for this. Samrat Jayate.
Samrat Jayate.
Yes. Uttamam. Dhanyawadaha.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll see the next example. Tat Bhavanam. Rajni Bhagini.
The Tavarga will change to the, it will become Tat Bhavanam.
Yes, the first letter will be replaced with the third letter. So Tad Bhavanam. Samichinam.
Mahoday, could you put some examples for us to practice later on?
Yes, we will be doing it. So,
okay, thank you.
Okay, Dhanyawadaha.
Dhanyawad.
Okay, next example. Let us see. Yeah. Adityan Mahodaya, can you try this?
Dasan, sap pakaram sup pakara purvapada ante plus anta subanta.
Very good. Samichinam. Pakarasya sthane bakaraha bhavati. It will become subantaha. So that will be the final form. Dhanyawadaha. So now if you remember, we call the namapadas also subantas. So subanta rupani likhata, or like subantam we call it, like say ramaha ramo ramaha etc. is called subanta. Subanta is basically the namapada. Sup is the pratyas, sup pratyas, whichever words which have the sup as their endings, those are called subantas. Same way, tinganta rupani likhata, we also say ting. Ting is basically again the kriya padas. Tinganta is meaning the words that are having ting as the suffixes. So that is what is subanta and tinganta. Just to get that understanding. Astu. Let's see this last example. Lata Bhagini. Lata R Bhagini, you can unmute. Okay, maybe there's some technical issue. Okay, Amita Bhagini, can you answer this?
निमित्तानि स्वरः श जश्वत्वमनुसारेण ड
समीचीनं
आदेशः
षकारस्य स्थाने
षडाननः
समीचीनं षडाननः इत्युक्ते सुब्रह्मण्यः स्कन्दः इत्यपि अपरं नाम अस्ति तद् वक्तुं शक्यते. So षडानना is the answer for this particular question. Astu, धन्यवादाः. I think we have covered 3 sandhis today. The shtutva, shtutva and jastva, which are most commonly seen sandhis. Of course, other sandhis are also there, but jasva sandhi is very common, that we usually see this tadapi, tata plus api, tadapi. Any of these, wherever we see the third letter in the final word that we get, we can think of that it is probably a jasva sandhi has occurred in such cases. And in the final word, if you see the chavarga and tavarga, then we can also say that yeah, shtutva or shtutva would have occurred. So this is how we will be able to identify these. So in the upcoming class, we will cover the remaining Vyanjana Sandhis. So hope you all were able to understand the Vyanjana Sandhis that we have studied in today's class. One important announcement. So just to let you all know that related to some of the queries that some of the students had raised related to the downloading of the materials, etc. Some conversation were happening also in the WhatsApp group, and there were also a couple of mails to the support team and so on. As communicated, we are working on how to make the materials available for you to download. So please allow us some time, and please be rest assured that you will be able to do it. You will be able to access any of the materials that are available always at any time. You should be able to access them. And there will be some updates also for the files which were not probably being able to download. We will be able to update it. So there is some work that is happening in that regard. So please allow us some more time, and we'll be communicating it shortly with all our learners. So that is one first information I wanted to share. Second is after the Sandhi lesson is over, there will be also a test related to all the Sandhis, a combination of Swara Sandhi, Vyanjana Sandhi, and Visarga Sandhi. There will be a test. Of course, the announcement will happen again for that, but this is just a heads up for you. Start practicing the Sandhis, and you can definitely refer to the another product that is available to learn more examples and more practice. There's a Sandhi um, uh, course that is available. You can definitely use that. Also, a Sandhi application is available on the smartphone in both Android and iPhone. If you go to the Play Store or the App Store, you will be able to download an app called Sandhi that also has the definitions, some examples there. You can practice that as well. So please do practice the Sandhis. So we will meet again on Friday. Shukravasare punaha milamaha, and we'll practice further Sandhis. And if there are any further questions related to it, we will take them up. So with that, we will conclude today's class. Sarvebhyaha Ram 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 Namo Namaha.